Man, back again. Another night with the boys. Sixers Takeover Podcast, episode 5. The more typical, casual, laid back type of Sixers talk that you need. I feel like every Tuesday something insane happens. It's like every time we do this at night. But oh man, 2-5 kicked out of practice today, suspended. Sixers play tomorrow, by the way. Happy NBA start of the season.
They play without Ben Simmons. Let's go.
Woo!
Let's go.
That's in the Bucks kicking it off. Man, it's crazy. Like, I almost don't even feel like we have a game tomorrow. Like, so much happening at once. And I know we're all absolutely pissed. We got 100 people in the chat already. What's going on? Subscribe to all the channels down below on the banner. Hit the like wherever you're watching. Subscribe. Give us your thoughts. What are your reactions? How are you feeling? We'll also talk about the Sixers record prediction, even though, being honest, this is the hardest record prediction I may have ever had to do in my life because I don't have much of a clue. It depends what happens. But, man, what an eventful day. Let's get some reactions. Steven, we'll start with you, man. How you feeling today?
Oh, I needed this Sixers takeover more than I needed air, man. Like all day, I was so disappointed. I was looking forward to that press conference with that individual who was supposed to finally address the media. I should have known. I'm a typical stupid Philly sports fan that starts sipping the Kool-Aid, starts thinking things are going to be different, but it's not the case. We got a game tomorrow night. Look, everybody, I see everybody in the chat. Everybody's talking about the player. I just don't want to name his name anymore. You know, there's people that call us out, all 4 of us on here, for talking about him nonstop, but we have no choice. You know, less than 24 hours till the first game of the season, man, and that's what we should be covering. But you know, we'll get into it. That's why we're here on the live stream. But I need this, man. I need to sit here and air out my thoughts with you guys.
Therapy session.
What was your instant reaction to the news today, Steven? Like, what were you doing? How did you feel when that bomb dropped?
So I was at work, and lucky for me, my job, I'm able to have AirPods in while I'm, listening to music, whatever. I had the radio on because, they said we're going to air it as soon as it goes live. Like everybody else, I thought it was going to be at 11:30. They're like, we're going to push it back to noon. So I'm just sitting there listening to, I think it was the Gargano show. It's like the mid-afternoon show or whatever. We get the alert that he's suspended, and, my dumb ass, I'm sitting there like, that's interesting. It didn't hit me that he would, we're minutes away from his press conference. In reality, he's not able to do the press conference, I guess, because he was thrown out of practice. I was about to tweet some crazy stuff, man, at work. I whipped out the phone. I was sitting there. I might have had a paragraph typed. I was like, I just can't do it. Man, because it was so bad. I was going at Simmons, obviously, but there's somebody I'm even more mad at. We'll get into it then. I want to hear everybody else's, I want to hear how your guys' day went. I want to hear about this.
No doubt. Shout out to Philly 4 for 4 with the super chat. Says RB and Romp. No Korkmaz talk tonight. We got you. No Korkmaz talk. And by the way,
there shouldn't be any because it's over. It's Isaiah Joe.
Korkmaz? No, he's Isaiah Joe. Korkmaz's the point guard now. Come on.
Yeah, we don't have a backup point guard, guys.
Also, you guys were absolutely nuts last week. I still don't know how we went for 6 hours, but we're not going to go for 6 hours tonight, but we are going to get into some things. All right, Romp, go ahead.
I'm pissed at the Sixers organization once again. Like, how do you let this guy back in the practice facility? It's just embarrassing at this point. His value is I don't even know if we could get role players at this point. We might be scratching for G League players with his value. I mean, who the hell would want this guy? He comes to practice with his phone in his pocket, whatever it was, gets kicked out of practice. I mean, it's embarrassing. And for Daryl Morey to allow this to happen, I don't care what anyone says, the way he handled this situation is horrible. And now he has missed out on Harden. He has missed out on Kyle Lowry. He has missed out on Brogdon because Brogdon just signed a extension. We can't trade for him anymore. Plus, he tanked Simmons' value all the way down to the gutter where we can't even probably trade him for role players. So Daryl Morey is number 1 on my hit list this week. Doc Rivers gets a pass because he actually grew some balls and kicked them out of practice. But Daryl Morey, embarrassing. That's all I got to say.
That's a good point.
Also, I will add, I don't know if you guys saw what Damian Lillard said today, but pretty much what the gist of what he said was, I don't care like how bad we do in the beginning of the season. I'm not going to ask out of a trade. So Dame's pretty much off the table. I don't see it happening. He literally said, I'm not leaving no matter what happens. Go ahead, DJ.
Yeah, a lot of you guys are tired of talking about it. I'm just not. I don't know. I love it. It's unbelievable. It's the most unbelievable story I've ever heard in my life. It just keeps getting more unbelievable. It's so ridiculous. You can't write a book better than this. This dude actually surprised us even farther today. It's so crazy. I mean, the guys, like I said to you guys a couple minutes ago, he's treating an NBA franchise like a fourth grade math class that he doesn't want to go to, and just sat in the back of the class and doesn't do the work and then got kicked out. I mean, he's messing with $1 billion corporations, and he just thinks everything's a joke, and he thinks he can show up and jog around with his phone in his pocket. I've never seen anything like it in my life, man. And yeah, shout out to Doc Rivers for finally doing something about it. I mean, and yeah, I'm mad at the Sixers organization, because why are they putting the players through this? You know, you can see how frustrated all these players are, because when you let him back in, you know, every single media session is just going to be asking every player about Ben Simmons. And these players should be able to talk about the team moving forward. This situation should have been over a while ago to get these players like clear minds and get them working together. And it's just an absolute giant distraction. And I know Daryl doesn't want to lose the battle, and they don't want to give him money and send him home or whatever, but it's just the way it is. It has to end. Has to. This can't go on anymore. You can't bring him back after yesterday. There's no way. That's what's crazy about it. What are they doing? What was their plan? They actually thought this guy was going to come back and just join the team and everything was going to be fine. It's craziness. I don't see how he can come back after today.
Gossip Girl, shout out to you for the super chat. Says, should the Sixers send 2-5 to the G League? That would be highly insane if that did happen. But honestly, let me give my take. So you guys hit on a lot of areas. First and foremost, I'm surprised nobody said this first, but like, I feel hurt and pain for Joel Embiid. I don't think I ever felt a pain like I did today, seeing him out there answering questions like he had to. I mean, he was like, yeah, I really don't care about that guy anymore. Like, I'm here to play with the guys that want to be here. Like,
straight said it, man.
That was awesome.
He was disgusted. Like, he had that look, you ever just been so mad about something you don't even have energy. Like, he just sucked out of it. I feel bad for him. Now, in terms of the Sixers organization, I understand what they were trying to do. They were trying to bring this guy back and give him a chance to go out there and do something that would at least try to help the negotiations for both sides. But the fact of the matter is that this guy is a loser. I mean, that's what he is. Like, please, somebody answer me here, because I'm still having trouble with this concept. 2-5 wants to get out of here. He wants to go to, like, I'm sorry. Like, if you guys want to count this as a hot take, I don't know. I don't think the guy wants to play anymore. I think he just wants his salary for this year, and I think he's done. Because why? Like, does this make sense? Like, if you don't like your job, do you go in there and just not do it and just wait to get fired? That's not going to help you get another job.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, does he not want to help himself get to a better situation and in turn help? Like, obviously he doesn't want to help us, but that would help us in the process. So, like, does this make sense? Like you said, he's like a fifth grader. I don't understand it.
He's totally delusional.
And today, let me tell you something. We're not even getting role players for him. It is done. We are not getting anything for this guy, because if I'm another GM and I see a guy out there with his hands at his sides and, lollygagging around, lazy sweatpants, is not even trying, and he gets kicked out for not giving effort. Come on, man. There's something going on here. I don't think he wants to play anymore.
The funny part is that he thought he could do that. You know what I mean? He thought he could show up and not engage and not participate, really. Like everybody's just going to be cool with that. He actually thinks the world's just going to revolve around him. And even Doc Rivers, the softest person on the planet, was like, yo, if you're not going to do the drill, go home. It's so crazy.
And you know what? They should have done that. They should have thrown him out or made him sit out of practice over the years when he passed up open jump shots at practice. It's been going on for years. Ever since he was born, that's been the problem. And, to kind of add on what you just said, RB, like, I see a lot of people are trying to compare this to the Jimmy Butler situation with Minnesota. like, first of all, two different players. Second of all, Jimmy was showing up. Like, sure, he was toxic, but he was showing up and he was putting it to everybody. Like, he clearly loves the game of basketball. Like, you mentioned, Simmons, what, is he going to retire? He doesn't want to play anymore. Like, you may want out of this situation. You may never want to put on the Sixers jersey again. But the fact that, like, there's practice being held and there's an opportunity to get better and play the game that you love and you just don't care, like, come on, man. Like, he doesn't care. And these teams around here have to realize that. I see Woj keeps putting these reports like, teams recognize he just doesn't want to play for the Sixers anymore. Like, this doesn't go away. He's still not going to shoot jump shots. He's still not going to be aggressive. Like, he doesn't care. He's a celebrity first, basketball player second.
Steven, I agree 100% with what you said. First, let me just get to this, okay? I don't understand how there are still people like Adam. Like, I really don't get it.
I just gave him a timeout.
You can,
His
like,
last name is Butt, so it kind of makes sense.
And there was another one, Q. I gave them both a timeout. There's no Ben Simmons defenders left in my mind. You all get timeouts.
It's over. Today was the final straw.
You can be, I'm sorry, like I said this earlier, but you can be like a supporter of him, right? But if you look at what happened today and you say that there was nothing wrong with that, I'm sorry. You have low standards as well. Like, that means you would be perfectly okay with doing that. That means you are perfectly fine with going, not giving effort on purpose and just doing something extremely lazy. I'm sorry. That's just how I'm
Adam, how dare you bring up Allen Iverson's name? Do you know why Allen Iverson got the support from this city? Because he showed up and played his heart out every single night. Yeah, sometimes he skipped practice, but he was actually good enough to do that. Ben Simmons isn't good enough to do that.
I don't understand it, man. I really don't. Shout out to Lee for the super chats. Can he be investigated for throwing games? Well, let me tell you something, Lee, and this was actually my final point. He's not playing for us. There is no chance he is coming back. Daddy Doc threw him out of practice. He probably already is landed back in LA. He's probably in LA. He's not coming back today. And the report today, I don't know how this works anyway. Like, honestly, Woj came out and said, oh, we haven't paid him a dime yet. I thought we had to pay him the second he came back. I guess I don't know. Or Daryl Morey, I don't know if you guys saw the video of him outside the plane. He looked pretty frustrated. He looked like he was literally like drawing anything he could get. This has turned into a complete crap show. We're not getting anything for him. And we'll be honestly, it might be a buyout situation. Adam Silver was pissed about it as well. This might come down to a buyout, and I'm just sick about it because that is, what do we have now? What trade chips? What do we have to really improve this team? And I'll pass it over to someone else.
I have a question for you guys because I'm kind of on a Simmons side for one thing, and it's that the Sixers are acting like they won him, which is still just so stupid. Because if you wanted him, I heard this on 94.1, you would kick him out of practice, but you wouldn't suspend him if you truly wanted him, and you wouldn't find him if you truly want him back on your team. Mm-hmm. This notion that the Sixers are still playing, that they still want Simmons back, is stupid because they don't. It's so obvious with how Joel Embiid's talking, how Doc Rivers talking. Like, I don't understand. Why can't they just go out and say, yeah, we don't want him back, and then both sides meet with an agreement? Oh, we'll pay you. You sit out. Get the hell away from my team. Get the hell away from Joel Embiid, and you just sit out because that's the best way to up your trade value. Because like I said last week, if he comes back, most likely that value ain't going anywhere, or it's going in the dumps because he's going to cause issues. This notion that we still want him back is stupid. It's just causing more problems. Just admit you don't want him back, Sixers. It doesn't make any sense.
I agree. I think they were going for trade value in the beginning of him coming back, and like, let's see if we can just get him to play, and then whatever. And yeah, it didn't end up being a good idea in the first place. But also this, we've never seen a man like Josh Harris put in this situation. Josh Harris isn't giving anyone $1. He's not. And Josh Harris is not. And he's probably sitting up there saying, nope, we're not paying him. And it's affecting the other players. It's affecting the team and the whole franchise. And Josh Harris is like, I don't care. I'm not giving this guy $1. I think that might be it.
I think that, like, they were just trying to avoid this, this road where we're at now. And now there's no choice. Like, we're not getting anything for him. So I feel like they were like DJ said, like they were trying to put something on display, even though it is pitiful. We know that they didn't want this guy. And everybody's all proud of Doc Rivers today. I think I was happy that he kicked him out, but then he comes right back in the press conference saying the same old things. He even told a reporter, it's none of your business what happened. Like, are you kidding me, Doc? But yeah, I just think that we are at a crossroads now. There's no going back. I think they tried, and again, they try to give a man the opportunity to be a man and step up. And, even if he didn't believe crap, he could have came out and literally just said the right things, went to another place and said whatever he wanted to. But come on, man, this is a joke. Like, this guy, I'm telling you, he does not have the drive because he would not be derailing himself like this.
Dude, it's Ben Simmons. At some point, we could blame Ben Simmons all we want. He has done wild shit throughout the 5 years he's been here, whatever it's been, and we're still blaming Ben Simmons. We're still not we're not expecting the unexpected with Ben Simmons. At some point, you got to blame yourself for enabling this guy. Like, you're telling me they didn't have one thing in their head. Oh, if he comes back, he's probably going to cause problems. If they didn't have that in their head, they shouldn't be running an organization, because guess what? As a scrawny little white boy talking in his basement, I knew he was going to cause problems when he came back. This whole situation is on the Sixers. I don't care. It's stupid. He's a psychopath, Ben Simmons. So you got to expect him to take the worst path possible. Just get him away from our players. I just don't understand how you could just ruin his trade value this bad. It's ridiculous.
You also have to look at it from, like, in my opinion, like a managerial, perspective, right? Like, this guy literally last year could have got you a king's ransom. And now you're about to give him up for literally a brown paper bag. And again, like, where do we go now? Are we going to wait for Tyrese Maxey to be 25? Like, do we have that much time? Is Tobias Harris going to ultimately become the next co-star of the NBA? Like, no. And that's where I think that they tried to make amends. But I agree. I expected something stupid to happen. I didn't expect them to go full blown and be an idiot. And I'm glad they're not paying him. But, I understand what you're saying. But now it's just like, again, like, where do we go? Where do you guys think we go now?
Where does he go, though, too? Because he wants his money, but he doesn't want to even practice. So he's like, damn, I actually lost this situation. Like, I can't get any of the money because I'm not going to do what they say. I'm not going to go talk to the media, and I'm not going to do this, or this. So what's he going to do?
Right.
Dude, if he plays, if he were to, like, come back and play now, I'm 100% on Romp's side. Like, I will never forget this organization. I don't want to see that guy again. I don't think he will. But I don't know, man.
Doc still wants him back, bro. I think they actually want him back, which is insane.
But again, like, where do we go as an organization? What do we do now?
I don't understand.
We have Joel Embiid.
It's
not like we're so far. We're not so far away. We literally have a top 5 player in the NBA. Okay, and he was a top 2 player last year. It's like you're acting like we're starting with freaking Furkan Korkmaz as our number 1.
No, I'm just being honest. Like, if you look at the Eastern Conference, we are not contending with the teams in the East right now with just Joel Embiid. You can play up Tyrese Maxey all you want, but he's 21 years old. He's not ready to take the step and be the guy. We know what Tobias is. He's a great third option. He's not a second option. You're not taking down KD and James Harden. You're not taking down Giannis in that squad. You're not taking down some of these other crews, in my opinion, with just Joel Embiid. And that's where this comes in. And I think it's tough, man.
Steve, you were going to ask a question. What were you going to say?
Yeah, like, I just don't understand. Like, the finding thing at first, I thought it was cool. I was like, oh, cool. Morey's putting his, like, foot down here. But, like, now that I look at it, it was like a stupid approach from the beginning. And, like, what did they just think, like, he was just going to show up to practice one day? Like, Romp, you mentioned, like, the Sixers want him back. Yeah, maybe the higher ups want him back, but I don't know about the players. Every time they're asked about it, they're just like, oh, yeah, just going to treat it like nothing happened, man. Nothing happened this summer. We're just going to, welcome him back. What took place during those, like, those meetings he had? What Ben had meetings with, what was it, Doc and Daryl? Like, What did he just show up and not talk the whole time and just listen? Like
Apparently, he told them he's not mentally ready to rejoin the team at this time.
Yeah, and he also told him that he feels too pressured early on in his career, and that there was too much that came with
give me a break
the situation. But
see, I don't know how Doc said even today, he's still welcome. Anytime he's welcome to I don't know how he isn't personally offended by somebody like this. Like, I would expect a coach to, like, a couple of weeks ago or months ago, to be like, I'm not coaching this guy anymore. You guys can get a new coach. I'm not doing, like, why has this guy not hit his limit?
Mm-hmm.
Why does he keep letting this happen? Like, it's so soft. I don't get it.
it sucks, man. It really does. Shout out to Magic with the super chat. Says, give me unvaxxed Kyrie, F-bum Simmons. Oh, man. Andre with the super chat says, Morey is tanking just like Sam Hinkie did. Oh, man.
Well, you can't tank with Joel Embiid on your team because you're going to win games no matter what.
Yeah, and shout out to Birds Nation. I don't know why it doesn't come up here, but he's got the membership for 8 months. Chat says F Ben Simmons. Shout out to Birds Nation, man. What do you guys think is the next step now? Like, do you think there's a chance he comes back at all? Do you think he plays, or do we just rock with the guys we have and hope for the best?
I was shocked they tried to bring him back in the first place and tried to reintegrate him into practice and stuff because I didn't know how the other players feel and everything. This has to be the limit. Like, this absolutely has to be the final straw. Joel Embiid came straight out and said, I don't care about this dude. Like, this has to be the end of it. I don't think he even comes back to practice at this point. They got to work something out. This is a disaster.
But he's just going to keep getting fined, like, in the meantime? Because the thing is, as of right now, there's like no indication whatsoever that, we're anywhere close to a trade. You know what I mean? Like, this is going to be a long process, man.
Me personally, I'm worried about Joel having a historic year and it just gets wasted. Like, I feel like we are about to witness the best basketball of Joel Embiid, because what I saw last year, like, he's about to hit the peak, man. Maybe he's not even there yet, but dude is special. And if there's any person I can like cater to, like, it's Joel Embiid. Like, I want it bad for that guy.
Yeah.
And I feel like we are doing him such a disservice. Like I said earlier, you could just see the hurt in his eyes. Like, it just doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel right to me.
Right. And not that he needs the motivation, but this might be extra motivation for him to go out there and show you, I don't need you, bro. Like, I never needed you. I was always good enough without you. The only reason the team was ever anywhere was because of me, not because of you. You were holding us back every year in the playoffs. So I think Joel's going to be a little bit more motivated this year. Maybe he'll average 35 out of anger.
Duncan with the super chat. Shout out to you, man. It says, as a team, are we ready, or does this saga set us back? I don't really think it phases the guys here. I do think it's awkward. The guy didn't say a word to anybody for the past week or whatever, but
talent-wise, though,
I can't wrap my head around, man. Like, you've been like, regardless of what's happened over the last few months, like, you've shared the court, you've been teammates with these guys. Joel for the last 4 or 5 years, Tobias a couple years now. You've been on countless flights throughout the country together, and like, you can't even say a word to him. Like, how is that possible?
It's immature, man. It really doesn't make sense.
I think he was always like that, though. I think he's always been standoffish. Like JJ Redick said, he said one of the players, we would always go out after games and try to get everyone to come, and one of the players would never show up. And he's like, I'm not going to say who it is. He's just always been in his own world, better, too good for everyone. I just read an article about the 76ers practice facility staff said that he came in, the door guy greeted him, he didn't say anything to him. He would just walk by all the staff members, didn't even look at him, and they were like, most players say hello, but right. They were. The one lady said that's also not out of the ordinary for Ben. He never really talks to anyone when he comes in. He's a dude. He's like I swear to God, he's a celebrity. He's above everyone. It's crazy.
He's not even good enough to be acting like that. Like,
he's not.
All we ask, like, and for the people I see some of y'all in the chat, like, just stop talking about Sixers fans. That's the worst thing of this. Like, I'm tired of getting painted the victim.
Yeah.
For like literally nothing. Like, all we did was try to support this guy. All we did was try to come out here and all we ask is this guy to get better on offense. Like it's ridiculous.
Anyone that's still defending him or trying to blame someone else is just a delusional 7-year-old. So I'm not even reading it at this point. It's ridiculous.
It really
like at this point, you're just making yourself look stupid if you're really out here like, oh, it's the fans drove him out, and if he had the support that Allen Iverson had, and shut up.
It's crazy. Devin with the super chat says the situation is bringing out the best of Joel. He's evolving as a leader, and I think it will show on the court. We agree. Jimmy J with the super chat says, you guys say do things the right way. Now Sixers' only hope is to land Beal or Dame, which means trading Maxey, Matisse, 2 players doing it right. I don't even see that happening because I view Dame as the more likely one. And, well, he's not leaving.
Please
doubt
trade Matisse.
Don't get started, man.
I'm sorry. I had to throw it in there.
I doubt we're getting any of them, to be honest. But it's just we're in a tough spot.
Yeah, I need someone to motivate me because I think we're screwed. We don't even have Shake Milton right now. Not that, and I'm not even the biggest Shake Milton fan as a point guard in a starting level point guard. Like we have Maxey and Korkmaz, our backup point guard.
This is ridiculous.
What are we gonna do?
We're gonna turn over the ball a lot. Birds Nation with the super chat says Ben Simmons should be suspended indefinitely without pay for conduct detrimental to the team. Yeah, imagine I could see this happening. What if he tries to come back and we're just like, nah. Like,
that's what's funny. He thought he had that power, and they were like, we can just suspend you too, right? Like, there's ways that we can just not pay you. We can keep doing this. And I wish they would stop doing it, but if they want to battle, they're going to win. The franchise is going to win money-wise. They're holding the team back and everything like that, but,
This is sad, man. It really is a disgusting situation. Robert with the super chat, appreciate it, says, will Simmons go down as the most hated Philadelphia athlete? I say yes.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah, there's not even anyone close, man. This guy's this is the most ridiculous situation I've ever seen.
John Mack, man, thank you for the super chat. You got to stop it, bro. This one, he said Howie Meadows still available. Sheesh, man. And
we start tomorrow.
We play basketball that counts tomorrow night.
I'm excited. I think we're going to be a better team without him. Joel Embiid, like you said, Eastwood, you hit it on the nail, bro. That dude hates Ben Simmons with a passion, and he's gonna be looking to prove everyone wrong that I don't need that bum on my team. Plus, Maxey, he's gonna get buckets. Isaiah Joe's gonna get buckets, and I'm telling you,
why haven't you named Tobias Harris, man? He's supposed to be.
He's gonna get buckets too. We're gonna be.
You don't think you need. You don't think you need, and listen, I don't think we were a championship team with Ben Simmons. Even with him on the floor, I've been screaming we need a point guard forever. Now we still don't have a veteran point guard, and I'm not saying they're going to be that much worse without Ben Simmons. I just don't think we're advancing at all. We're not getting better. Nope. I don't think we're getting better without a veteran point guard.
I'll tell you this: we're a better team without Ben Simmons in the playoffs. Maybe not the regular season, but in the playoffs, we're a better team without Ben Simmons. I guarantee it. And if Morey just, was smart and got rid of him right away, get Brogdon here, we would be a championship team because Brooklyn, without Kyrie and with that leadership over there with Steve Nash, KD, I'm not afraid of them. Milwaukee's great. Don't get me wrong, but we match up pretty well against Milwaukee with Embiid. You could put Embiid on Giannis. I'm telling you, bro, the East is open if we traded for Brogdon. I'm telling you, we have Joel Embiid. A top 5 player in the league. We got to stop sleeping on Embiid. We got to just build a cohesive roster. You want me to bring up the statistics, RB, for you? Hold up.
Bucks are stomping the Nets right now. I mean, what
statistics you want? It's the eye test. Like it's the same type of theory where everyone's like, yeah, we'll be fine with Ben once we get to the playoffs. It's the same story. We're not good enough on offense. We're just not there.
I think we stand a chance against the Nets because they can't guard Embiid at all.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think we stand a chance against the Bucks or probably the Heat with Lowry in the playoffs in the half court sets and stuff like that. I'm not.
Okay, I got the stats right here. In the 2021 NBA playoffs, when Joel Embiid was on the court, the Sixers had an offensive rating of 122.4. To put that in perspective, in 2009, when LeBron was on the court for the Cavs, they had an offensive rating of 115.3. 91.6. So better than LeBron James in his prime. When Joel Embiid was off the court, the Sixers had an offensive rating of 101.9. So what does that tell you? We need some depth. So if you're going to trade Simmons, trade him for some depth. And when he actually had value, you could have done that. You could have got Jaden McDaniels from the Timberwolves. You could have got Malik Beasley and whatever. But we need depth that actually produces when Joel Embiid's off the court. Because guess what? When Joel Embiid's on the floor, we're one of the best teams in the league. It's that simple. So let's address the depth. And we have a Ben Simmons who wants out, who had a lot of value after the season. Get role players that actually can produce off the bench. We still haven't done that. Every year when Embiid's off the floor, we suck. And we never address it. We always try to go superstar hunting rather than actually build a cohesive team that every player on the roster fits with Embiid. That's what the Bucks did with Giannis. Every player on the roster fits with Giannis. Was Brook Lopez this great player? Everyone was shitting on them before. Everyone was shitting on Chris Middleton before they won the championship. Everybody was shitting on the Drew Holiday signing. But you know what they did? They built a cohesive roster that actually makes sense with the best player. We're not that far away from a championship. I'm telling you.
I was just going to say, though, they signed a veteran all-star level point guard and then won a championship.
Brogdon, but Morey's a dunk.
No, Drew Holiday.
I mean, Brogdon's a fringe all-star. I'm not saying he's on Drew Holiday's level.
Oh, you're saying? Oh, yeah.
Well, that was a
Brogdon,
huge trade too. Though, like they sacrificed like 3 first-round picks. Like they gave up a lot.
But go back before the playoffs. Before the playoffs last year, no one gave them a chance because I picked the Bucks to win it all, and no one gave them a chance. Everyone was like, "Oh, it's the same old Bucks." Blah 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 blah. But they did it because everyone on that roster is cohesive with Giannis. We still haven't done that with Embiid. We still don't know roster.
So wait, Romp,
like.
I got a question for you.
What's up?
Like I hear you, depth has always been an issue with this team, and you sit here and weigh whether we should hunt stars still or just go and make the move, or you bring in multiple guys that just fit the team. But I'm gonna be honest with you. You want to know what comes before depth if we're addressing this team? We need a starting point guard. Like I love Tyrese Maxey, but it's not fair to him, and he's just simply not ready to be a starting point guard, at least for a championship team. It's not fair to him. And Doc was trying to get him to be like a Rondo type of player. That's not him. You're making him worse. He's a scoring guard. I think he's a sixth man, if we're being honest. But like my question is like, is depth more important to you or getting a starting point guard? Because we need a starting point guard. That should come before anything.
This is why I got on Morey all off season, because I wanted to trade for a point guard, but he didn't do it. So now we're stuck with getting role players for him. Well, now we're stuck getting nothing. We're screwed because Morey. That's why I've been on Morey all throughout the offseason. We could have had a good deal. I'm telling you, you go back right after the playoffs, you could have got a great deal. Maybe it wouldn't have looked as good because people would look at the names like Jaden McDaniels, Malik Beasley, and they would be like, oh, they're not that good. But just like Seth Curry, they would shock the fans. I'm telling you, we had a deal, but Morey just sat on his ass and ruined it. That's just my opinion.
You were never getting Dame without a package anyway. It's not like, Ben once traded, okay, give us Dame. No, it would have taken Ben and pick swaps and Maxey and a whole bunch. So it's not like Ben even had that much trade value in the first place to get a superstar back by himself. So it was an uphill battle that probably was never going to happen in the first place.
We got to get to the super chats, but Romp, all I want to say is that you have 2 fatal flaws with your theory. Number 1, fatal flaws. One, there was never a good deal for 2-5. Like we have to come to realize this. After that series, with the way that went down, you were not getting anything for him. And I honestly think it's all been speak. Like there's just been nothing there because the guy literally folded before our eyes. That's number 1. And number 2, I'm tired of everybody talking about the Bucks like they just set a new precedent for the league. This was literally the outlier year. Every team, their starters played 10 games together. There were injuries. There were COVID. LeBron didn't even make it past the first round. Curry wasn't. All these stars weren't there. This is never going to happen again, what we saw last year. All the stars are going to make it deep in the playoffs. The teams in the East got better. We didn't. It's as simple as that. I'm a
little bit more on Romp's side. I think You're right about the injuries and stuff, but I really think the Bucks are very well rounded with the right type of star, the right type of fitting role players, and good defense and good shooting and deep bench. And I wouldn't be surprised personally if the Bucks do it again without all of the injuries. But
At least I see them making it out of right now. I see them making it out of the East again.
Dude, there were times in these playoffs that they didn't even look that good. They got better as they went on, but like look who they were playing. I mean, they played the Hawks in the Eastern Conference Finals. Like
that is true.
And then they played the Suns, who absolutely folded from they deviated from the way that they play. I don't know, man. I mean, look, I'm not trying to take anything away from Giannis and the Bucks. Like, shout out to him and the way he led that team. All I'm saying is, in a normal year when you got these stars lining up, I just don't see it happening. But and I mean, everybody might get hurt again. Who knows? But Andre with the super chat says Ben has single-handedly turned the Sixers into a joke. Clearly doesn't want to be there, but has Doc looking like a crazy girlfriend that won't let go. I agree with that. Shout out to Trenton. Try not to miss any of these. Says, bro, Ben Simmons has made me lose a lot of love for the game of basketball.
Sorry, poor Trenton, bro.
That is
prayers up for Trenton.
I don't want to miss any of these.
Nets are down by 20.
We missed a bunch of these, but
I hate the Nets. I'm so happy.
Wait, what was the series versus the Hawks last year for the Bucks?
I think it was 4-2.
All right, so that Bucks team, when they were injured, won 2 games against Giannis and the Bucks. So you're telling me if we didn't trade for Brogdon and we have Embiid and a roster that actually makes sense, you don't think we have a chance against the Bucks?
I'm not
considering that Hawks team.
Bucks. I'm saying we don't have a chance against Kyrie Irving, James Harden, and Kevin Durant. Like,
dude, Kyrie's he's gone. He's not playing this year. He's not going to get vaccinated.
I don't think that overpowered offense with 3 guys that shoot 30 shots a game is really that lethal. It's like those players individually are lethal, and 2 of them with another piece that makes more sense. I don't think those 3 together is that lethal. This whole like ESPN every single day. Oh, the Nets are the favorite. The Nets are the favorite. The Nets are going to score 150 a game. Nobody's going to be able to stop. They can't defend anybody. Anybody, dude. They lost games last year. They lost a game to the Washington Wizards in at the end of regulation on a wide open layup.
And yeah, but you don't Kevin think Durant, like James if we played them in a 7-game series right now, like you think we beat them?
Right now, no.
6.
See, like I think that's the point RB's trying to make. Like,
right, and I'm also,
you may not think the Nets are like the title favorites, but they're better than us. Like, you can't. Right. They're clearly a better team than us.
If they did, if a trade would have happened, Brogdon if Brogdon and LeVert was true, and then Maxey and Drummond off the bench, and maybe Seth Curry would have been coming off the bench if that was the case. I mean, that could have been a pretty deep team with a good veteran facilitating guard and a scorer on the floor. But the way we're constructed right now, with 2-5 just sitting there, no.
We're also forgetting that this is a league where LeBron went to the finals 8 straight times. Like, that is the usual. Like, Steph Curry's usually there. LeBron's usually there. Last year was just a weird year. Vasilo with the super chat says front office is totally incompetent. Imagine if we kept Jimmy and traded Ben, we'd be champs by now. Need to cut losses and get CJ or Levine. I don't even think it's happening.
Levine, come on, bro.
I really don't think it's happening.
See, someone just said they can't defend, but they can outscore teams. They just lost 127 to 104.
I mean, it is opening night, but
it doesn't matter. They did this a lot of times during the regular season last year. It's scorers that sometimes aren't on their game, and that's their whole game plan is we need our 30-point scorers to score 30 points. Okay, you got 60. What else you got?
I understand what you're saying. I just, not even looking at just the Nets. Like, there's also other squads. Like, I don't think we're beating Miami in a series. I think Joel would dominate, but I also think with their toughness and let me tell you something, it's going to be a pain in the ass to play Miami. Kyle Lowry and Jimmy, like, it's just going to be one of those grit and grind type of teams. And like even the Hawks have some experience now. They went deep in the playoffs, and the Knicks are a tough team, right? Like, they play you tough. I don't know, man.
I'm anti-Nets. I'm more scared of the Heat and the Bucks and the Bulls, honestly, than I am the Nets. I don't care anymore about James Harden and Kevin Durant and nobody else around. The skeleton of Blake Griffin.
Yeah.
We could have been the Heat. That could have been us.
He could have, yeah.
Could have been us, bro.
Chat says Ron makes so much sense. Not about the big names all the time. Embiid is as good as these top guys. I'm telling you, Brogdon and LeVert, and you think we won't match up with the Bucks? Well, we're not getting Brogdon and LeVert anymore. I don't even think that was on the table. And again, I'm not saying that we won't match up with the Bucks. I'm just talking about teams with 2 to 3 stars. Like, I'm sorry, like I just don't feel like Tyrese Maxey, Tobias Harris, and Joel match up with those teams. I don't. Like, I think Joel can dominate. I think he could average 38 in a series, but I mean, I feel like it's this common theme, just in my opinion. Like, we rely so much on these young guys and these role players. Like, our bench is not good. I've been saying this. Tobias Harris, you can only expect the 22 from Tobias a game. That's it.
I just hit Adam Butt for the whole stream. He just said the same thing. If Ben Simmons had the support that Iverson did, so I just hit him for the whole stream. I'm tired of it.
I think I'm more high on the team because I feel like we've been playing with no chemistry for like 4 years now because you got your second best player as a guy who refuses to develop, and then when he gets to the playoffs, he literally goes to the short corner. So this year, this team will actually have some chemistry, which is a huge thing in basketball. And we've been missing that for I don't even know how many years. And it actually seems like Embiid and Tobias know how to, and Danny Green are actually going to build a winning culture and actually hold people accountable for once. Like, it's going to be a whole different feeling and atmosphere. And there's actually going to be spacing for Embiid. I'm telling you, we're going to be a better team without Simmons just because of those two factors. Number one, chemistry, and number two, spacing on the floor.
I do think we'll be a better team. I agree with that. With the super chat says, RB, you got to get off the superstar stuff. This isn't 2K. Please tell me the last time KD, Curry, Kyrie won a championship or stayed healthy. As 2021 LeBron time is over. It's reality. The reality is that the Lakers signed every free agent imaginable. They have another star. Like, this literally is 2K, what we're playing right now in the NBA. Like,
that Lakers team that's going to be a disaster, man.
Stars are team.
You're telling me putting Russell Westbrook on the floor with those guys is a good idea?
I don't think.
You
know what though?
I don't think the Lakers are going to be some blowover, and LeBron can't make the finals anymore. Like,
I just don't think it. I think the Lakers won when they had a great supporting cast around LeBron and AD, and they should have just continued that trend. Let's just put shooters, defenders, bench players around LeBron and AD.
The point. They had two superstars.
There's no reason to put a ball hog Russell Westbrook in the middle of all of that. I can't wait for that.
That was dumb. I don't agree with that. Right.
But not a blowover at all.
Ever since the Raptors won that title, everybody's like, oh, man, maybe the super team thing isn't the thing anymore, which is true. I don't think you need 3 all-stars to be a championship team, but I think you need at least 2. You look at all these teams, like even the Suns, Chris Paul, Devin Booker, the Bucks. It's Giannis is the lone superstar, but I'll be honest, Drew or Chris could both be an all-star. Like, you look at this Sixers team, Tobias, come on, man. He had the most efficient year of his career, and he's still not an all-star. Like, I'll be honest, he came up. I was disappointed in him. He came up short in that Hawks series. I think he had 5 points in Game 6. In Game 7, he was 8 of 24. Like, that just gets overlooked because Ben Simmons, choked his life away. Like I hear what you're saying, but like, I get the depth thing and everything, but like, you just can't win with. You need another like. You need a Robin to like Embiid's Batman. Like, you can't tell me. Do not sell me that it's Tobias Harris because it's not. It never will be.
No, Tobias Harris is like, he's good at what he does, but he's definitely a limited offensive player. He needs to be in the right situation, exploit the right mismatches and things like that. He's not a give him the ball and go get a bucket kind of guy that you need in crunch time. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I think everybody's got to get this last year and then the half year before where it went to the bubble and all. Like, we got to get that out of our heads, trying to act like that's like what set the tone now. That's not going to happen every year. And I agree with Steven. Like, I think we need another player. We need another dog. Why do you think we've been so hungry about getting Dame or another star?
How do we get it though? How do we get it at this point?
We don't now. We don't.
But if you're going to go after a superstar, we're going to give up Maxey, Thibault, Isaiah Joe. So once again, it's going to be the same issue. once Embiid or Dame go off the floor, we're going to suck because we're giving up all our depth and it's just going to be over and over again. The reason I look at the Bucks is because we are not in LA. We can't attract free agents. So we got to do what the Bucks did, replicate that, or even the Warriors because they drafted all those players. But I know damn well this team doesn't know how to draft anyone for the life of us. We wasted a pick on Jaden fucking Springer. And we could have had Jarrett Butler.
There goes the
like that. Like,
there goes the yellow money symbol in the monetized category.
I apologize. But Jaden Springer, bro. Like, I'm sorry, but this franchise is so bad, poorly run. We need to sell the team. We need to fire Daryl Morey. Elton Brand. How does Elton Brand still have a job? I mean, come on now. Elton Brand has a job. This is ridiculous.
Apparently he was the one who let Simmons in the side door. It's an underrated I mean, I don't know. It's an underrated aspect of this.
I love that
thing.
it was the side door. I don't know why that's so funny to me. Like,
back door, side door, I don't know, but he's the one who paid Horford. He handed Ben Simmons the max contract. He let Jimmy. Well, I guess it was a sign and trade, but that's an underrated aspect of this team. That Elton Brand is definitely a big reason why this team is just falling apart. I mean,
this whole thing's gonna crash.
I was just picturing Elton Brand like in a suit, and it's like an old gym door, and it's just like, and he like peeks out. He's like, "Oh yeah, come on in."
You can't make this up, man.
He probably said, "Hey Ben." He probably didn't even reply to him.
He just walked right by.
Vasius with the super chat says, "Throw Simmons in a blockbuster with hella picks for someone better." It's going to be hard at this point. Like, the man really doesn't have any value. Like, so it's tough. So where did this super chat go? Jeff, thank you for the super chat. Lakers have the Al Horford of NBA lineups.
I'm telling you, man. You saw some of those preseason games by Westbrook. The guy's throwing the ball out of bounds. Like, he's throwing the ball like Jalen Hurts.
I don't know if they're in the finals, but I don't know, man.
I had to piss off the chat one time with the Jalen Hurts.
They should have traded for Buddy, to be honest. It's your boy with the super
I
chat.
agree. They definitely should have did that.
It would have been a way better fit. They literally had the trade in their hands too.
I was scared. I was sitting there when I heard those rumors that it was like between Russell and Buddy, and I'm like, dude, they're stupid. Like, if they get Buddy, they're gonna win. I'd pick them to be the title favorites.
Yeah, I agree. It's your boy says Giannis destroyed the Nets. Net fans are about to be saltier than the ocean. Respect to the Bucks. Shout out to the Bucks for a good win. He checks with Vic. What's going on, man? Thank you for the super chat. Hey, all BS drama aside, what's your player to watch this season? I also do think it's funny that his initials are BS. I think it's funny.
I didn't even realize that.
What's your player to watch this season and why? What do you guys think?
Let's do that. Go one by one. What's your player to watch? Who's your player to watch this season?
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty obvious. It's got to be Embiid, man, because he's got even more spacing. Like, the first year last year, when we finally give him some spacing, he's an MVP candidate. I thought he was the MVP. So, the team may not be as good in the regular season, but he's going to be even more dominant. It has to be Embiid, man.
Yeah, I don't think we've ever seen Embiid with I don't think Embiid's ever played in space like he's about to, with four shooters on the floor. I wasn't going to say Embiid, though, because that's like kind of – I'll go aside from Embiid. Isaiah Joe, and I think I probably stole someone's player. Yeah, he's just – I'm looking for him to get run because I think he has backup point guard abilities also, and with us being we don't even have a starting point guard, so who knows what the point guard thing's going to be. I hope I have faith that Isaiah Joe is going to come out and show people something and be like, wow, maybe this kid can actually ball, and get a significant amount of minutes, even in Doc Rivers' rule book.
Doc actually said he's in the lineup. He said he would play him, so that's a good sign.
All right, let's go.
I'm gonna go with Matisse Thybulle because he's on my radar. If he doesn't develop that 3-point shot, I'm gonna be calling for him to get out of town. But if he does develop that 3-point shot, bro, I'll be the biggest fan because he'll just be so lethal if he can shoot 40% from 3. and teams actually have to respect him on offense. That would be like a huge difference maker in the Sixers lineup if he could develop that shot. But with that form, I don't got confidence in it. But, yo, Thibault, if you're listening, prove me wrong, bro. And put the camera down.
Yeah, why can't he vlog the practices?
He probably took his camera away, to be honest. But I'm going to go with Shake Milton. I think Shake – I'm losing confidence in Shake. And I think this is it for Shake. If he doesn't come out and prove something, I just don't – I don't see the consistency with him. So hopefully he can stay healthy. Doc said he's not even close to returning. We definitely need that type of guard off the bench. I still hope we trade for a veteran point guard, but I guess we'll see what happens with Shake Milton. He's been highly inconsistent.
Man, I can't believe we play basketball tomorrow. Oh, my God.
I know.
Rough, man. Philly 4 for 4 with the super chats. We have picks. That's how you get a star via trade. We have a decent amount, but still wish we had some more first rounders at least.
What do we have? What do we have as far as picks that aren't our own in first round picks?
I don't think we have too many.
We're done.
Yeah, so I mean they're not that valuable. They're late first round picks, assuming we're going to be a good team. I just don't think they're that valuable.
I wish we had a couple more firsts, but I don't know, man. It's going to be rough. Like even today, like I'm sure Tyrese Maxey was probably in a state where Doc was like, we don't know if you're going to start or not. Like we'll have to see what happens. And I just don't want to treat the rest of the team that way. So I really hope 2-5 doesn't come back, and I hope we just move forward. I think we'll be a good team. But let's get into some predictions. I know it's probably the hardest record prediction ever, but if you guys had to go around, we'll go record prediction, and then what seed will the Sixers finish in? And let us know in the chat what will the record be, and what will the seeding be?
Who's going first?
I can go. It's hard to say record wise. I see us being, just with everything I know now, honestly, a fourth or fifth seed. Honestly, like just with everything I know now, if they can get a decent package for Simmons, I think we could climb into that 3rd/2nd seed. But right now, I got to say we're probably the 4th seed in the East. I would say behind obviously the Bucks, the Nets, and even the Heat. I just think when you add Kyle Lowry to that mix, I mean, the team was just in the finals a couple years ago. You know what I mean? And there's no drama over there. They have their system. I don't really know what we have. It seems like it's just going to be, banking on Embiid. It kind of gives me vibes of like what Morey did in Houston with James Harden. It was like, all right, this is your team, man. We're just going to have guys around you. They won games, but they weren't a top 2 seed in the West. Like I get similar vibes. How many wins is that as the 4th seed? I don't know, like 40. I don't even know if they can get to 50. Like it might be right around there, I would say.
All right, I'm gonna go 50 and 32. 3rd seed in the East. I just think there's Joel Embiid's so dominant against most teams in the NBA. Like even just watching the past couple of years, we'd struggle against the Bucks. We'd struggle against the Toronto when they had Gasol and all the size there. There's teams that he struggled with, but for the most part, nobody can guard him outside of those top 2 or 3 teams. And that leads us to a 50-win season. I just feel like kind of no matter what, as long as everybody around him is shooting the ball. I'll go 3rd seed, 50 and 32.
I'm going 50 like you, and we'll be the 3rd team behind the Heat and the Bucks.
Wow.
No respect to the Nets.
Damn, I guess I'm the Debbie Downer here. What's going on?
I think I'm going to go 4th seed behind the Nets, Bucks, and the Heat, and I think we'll be tied with 4th with the Atlanta Hawks. I think they'll be the 4th seed with us. I was going to say 51 and 31, so yeah, I'm going 51-31. I was like 2 games off last year, even though it was a shortened year. But honestly, like if we trade for a decent player, I could see us getting up to the 3rd seed. And if we don't and things go bad, I could see us being like a 6th seed, honestly.
That would be terrible. I would be so upset.
Yeah, I mean, I just think there's going to be a few surprisers in the East. That's just me though. Like, I wouldn't even count out Toronto. I'm not going to say they're going to be a top 5 team or anything in the East, but I think Toronto is going to come back with a little bit of a vengeance, especially, being back in Toronto now. And, they're just another tough team to play. The Knicks are annoying. So, like, in terms of how you play them and stuff. So, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Connor with the super chat says, can Tobias be a true number 2? I don't think so.
No.
Nope.
No.
Not enough ISO game, not enough one-on-one ability to create a shot. Just kind of a guy that's good at what he does. Needs to be, like I said before, needs to be the right plays, the right screens, the right mismatches, things like that. I think him and Embiid are both better with Ben Simmons off the floor. I think they both work better in space. They're both. Tobias scores a lot of points in the paint with his little turnaround jumper. So, you're down to 2 guys that score in the paint versus 2 guys and a guy standing in the paint not scoring.
Yeah, I agree. Where was that comment at? Somebody said it depends on how many games Embiid plays. Hopefully he can stay healthy. We definitely need that. We're not even talking about Chicago. I forgot about Chicago.
Oh, man.
Oh, they're scary.
Another team.
They are. They got 4 all-star level players.
Yeah.
I feel like one of the teams that we mentioned is going to dip out. Like somebody might just like bottom out. I feel like that usually happens, but Chicago could be a team to kind of like, exceed expectations per se, and even be like mess around and be a top 3 seed or something like that. But
right. What about Boston? Nobody's talking about them. Do you think they're just going to stay put?
I actually think Boston's tanking this year.
Really?
Like, I don't understand what they're doing with that team. Like Al Horford, Josh Richardson, like they're recreating the prototype that was like with the Sixers. And I mean, I like their young players, but I don't like. There was something that was said about how they're trying to create a bunch of cap space for next offseason, like when some free agents hit. So I honestly feel like they're just going to make the playoffs and just be like a bottom seed. But that's just how I feel.
What do you think about the Hawks? Are the Hawks going to be are they going to come back down to earth?
Yes.
Man, they got to.
Because their fans are on fire. Their fans are on fire for a whole year straight.
I think they'll be a middle of the pack team, maybe like a 5 seed.
Just not take the leap, not carry the momentum like everybody thinks they're going to, right?
Yeah. Again, because like other teams are better now. So I still don't feel that they have enough experience.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I don't really like like last year you could afford to play like how they were trying to go about things, especially in the playoffs. But, if they go up against a team with like a couple top stars, I don't see them beating them.
This Lakers spacing is already bad.
I was wondering why this man was over here laughing.
They're going under the screen. LeBron just got an automatic double team because they guarded Westbrook like they guard Ben Simmons. They just went straight to LeBron double team and left Westbrook wide open. This is not good, I'm telling you.
Westbrook will be traded. Westbrook will be traded. I guarantee it. LeBron will not stand for it. Clay ain't coming back till a while. I don't know. I feel like they could be a sleeper, but at the same time, I'm looking at their roster in my head, and it's just like a lot of what ifs, But when it comes playoff time when Clay's back, if they're like they'll be a scary 6 seed. Or
you don't want to see them.
What is Clay's time? What is Clay's timetable?
I think like after Christmas or after trade. I don't know. I forget, dude.
So he tore his ACL and then he tore his other ACL, or was it an Achilles or something? I forget.
I
think it was both ACLs, if I'm not mistaken. I think KD was the one that tore his Achilles, but
yeah, it was.
The Nuggets are going to be good.
Yeah, I agree with that. My sleeper team. Oh, you could go, RB. My bad.
Nah,
ACLs can take a long time, man. Sometimes an ACL can take 2 full years for you to be 100%.
Well, if you remember, he tore his other one on the day of the draft. And they took Wiseman, but they didn't take LaMelo Ball. But I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see if, what they can do. But
I think the Clippers will still be good in the regular season, in my
I
opinion.
forgot about them.
And I think Kawhi's going to come back during the playoffs because he's already like shooting. Because, dude, they played really well against
that was a
the
great
Suns.
series.
Like without without Kawhi, they still played very well. I think Ty Lue has a great system over there.
You don't think we could trade Ben there for one of their guys? See,
Are you out of your mind,
the second tier
Steven?
LA team seems like a nice spot for Ben to go to. Plus, he can go there with his boy Tyronn Lue, right? That's his guy. Clutch guys, right?
No. Clippers are laughing at that.
Dwight Howard.
I think the East is going to be significantly better than the
I agree
West.
with that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just don't see it in the West. I think the East is going to be tough. But we got 410 people in here. Shout out to everybody here, man. Drop a like, subscribe to all the channels, read some comments. I can't believe that we're playing ball tomorrow. Like, I think it'll hit me sometime tomorrow night. Like, first off, let's go over that. I expect us to dominate the Pelicans because Zion is out. The Pelicans are a disaster. Let's be grateful we're not the Pelicans, okay? And if we lose tomorrow night, like, it's not gonna feel good. Who do the Pelicans even have anymore other than Ingram and Zion's hurt? Like, they traded.
What's Zion's injury?
Fatness.
Same injury. Like,
isn't it like a foot or something?
He's too big for his joints, man. He's always gonna have ankles and knees. He's always gonna have ankle and knee issues, unless he gets back down to what he looked like in high school, which was like 70 pounds lighter than he is right now.
who is starting for the Pelicans? Like, I know they traded what's his name, Steven Adams, and they waived what's his name, Bledsoe, or no, they traded Bledsoe. I don't even know.
Yeah, Steven Adams is a good defender, man. He used to give Joel Embiid problems, but without Steven Adams there.
Oh, that's who they have.
They got
Valanciunas,
Devontae
Alexander
Graham,
Walker, right?
Yeah, Nikhil Alexander Walker,
he's nothing to worry about.
Josh Hart, Brandon Ingram, Valanciunas. If they actually had Zion, like, they would be a pretty solid young team. But without Zion, they're nothing special.
All right, so there you go. We start out 1-0. Let's do it.
Yeah. Oh, Trey Murphy's also a nice rookie. It would be nice if we had a nice rookie on the Sixers, but we're stuck with Jaden freaking Springer. I'll never get over that. Never.
Yeah, I don't really understand that pick.
That's a bad draft pick, man.
I honestly think we should have kept Rajon Tucker.
I agree with
Rajon Tucker. I really enjoyed that.
I think Shaq Harrison is better.
Yeah,
bro, we could use Rajon Tucker just for like some grittiness and like hustle plays. Like, why not?
Yeah, I liked him, man. Plus, you get a highlight dunk once in a while. Who doesn't like that?
I think he'll shoot it.
Dunks, shout out to my guy First State Fishing. He's a goat, man. Shout out to him. He says, really hope Embiid's meniscus is good with not getting surgery scares me, man. I agree with this. What do we think about Joel and his massive dunks and his flashiness? And what do you guys think? Should he lessen up on that or just be himself?
No, I think he will lessen up on it, and I think he should. Like, he tried banging on, who was that when he hurt his knee in the playoffs? Was it it was the Wizards center. He had no reason to do that. Like, I knew as soon as he went up, I'm like, I don't know if you need to be doing this, man. Like,
yeah, but look what the second preseason game, he freaking takes one dribble and dunks from the foul line.
Yeah, he looks more nimble now. It looks like he's preparing to like take on that bigger workload. Like, he looks even more like I would say more lean he looks, at least like in the face and everything like that. So he knows better now.
I hope he does. I think he has an ability and he likes to show it off. And, he gets in the moment and he just takes one dribble and he just wants to destroy someone's entire existence. And he has to learn how to like stop, plant 2 feet, pump fake, draw a foul, go up, like we don't need the highlight dunks, man. We need you to be healthy.
Yeah, I agree with that. That Washington injury still like in the regular season, that was such a fluke. That was so
Was it Robin
unlucky.
Lopez? Was it
No,
Robin Lopez?
I'm talking about the one in the regular season
Oh,
where he dunked and he just got hurt. Like that was just so unlucky in my opinion.
I
But
was
the
trying to
Robin Lopez one, I feel like he could avoid those types of injuries. But the one in the regular season, like that was just a freak accident.
but I don't think there's anything to worry about with his meniscus. Like they said, it was a minor meniscus tear, and they said a lot of athletes over the age of 25 have minor meniscus tears that they don't even know about unless you get an MRI and it shows. So it could be painful. I mean, like my knees hurt once in a while. I probably got meniscus tears all over the place. I'm not playing in the NBA, so it doesn't matter. But it's not a torn meniscus. It's a partially, and it could have just been like a millimeter of a tear, that just healed in like 3 weeks or whatever.
And it's not like it. I mean, it probably affected him a little bit in the playoffs, but it didn't seem like it. He was still his same dominant self. You know what I mean? Like it.
He was playing through pain. I think that's just it. He was just playing through pain at certain times.
Eastwood. Am I reading this correctly? You're watching the Lakers Warriors game, right?
Yeah.
So they got DeAndre Jordan and Kent Bazemore starting.
Who
is that? The Lakers.
That was
not starting. No, they just made a change.
I'm reading the starting lineup and it says Anthony Davis, LeBron James, Kent Bazemore, DeAndre Jordan, and Russell Westbrook.
Wow.
Yeah, you're right. DeAndre Jordan is starting. I didn't even see him on the floor.
Yeah, they don't care, man, about space.
Why are they not starting Malik Monk? And why is Anthony Davis not growing some balls and playing?
Thank you, man. That guy's such a fraud, dude. I'll never understand before. Like
he's never going to play center. He doesn't like the physicality. He wants to be a jump shooter. That's what he's gonna. He's gonna get away with it because he's still elite. Not everybody wants to play a Joel Embiid game. Not everybody can play a Joel Embiid game. Back to the basket, throw a big shoulder around.
I can't believe they're starting DeAndre Jordan.
I know.
Melo's in the game.
Oh, God.
This is literally everybody's old.
Man,
it's going to be bad.
LeBron just wants to play with his friends at this point. I don't even know if he cares anymore.
LeBron still looks, at least so far this first quarter,
LeBron's fine.
He looks like
he's fine for sure.
That's the only reason they have a chance because LeBron and AD.
Melo came in and turned it over right away.
Dude, LeBron, that's the only thing that's holding me back from saying the Lakers are out of it because LeBron,
he just got away with shoving Iguodala there. Damn,
he looks fine to me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I think
if they get rid of Westbrook, they'd be and AD stays healthy. LeBron and AD can take him anywhere. It's that simple.
Yeah, and I think last year being his first injury in his whole career where he missed significant time, he was probably more motivated this offseason to be even healthier than he was before, which is, I don't know if it's possible because the guy's just a freak with his diet and workouts and stuff. But
I've learned over the years, just don't doubt LeBron.
Don't doubt him, man. He might be playing at an all-star level when he's 40. He really might be.
We almost got LeBron.
Oh, boy.
Ben Simmons probably the reason that didn't happen.
Those are the days, bro. You remember his kid was checking out of high school in Philly or something, and everyone was going crazy. The good times, man.
There was a doctor in Philly that paid for 3 billboards with LeBron on them. Guy spent $1.5 million on billboards.
All that just for LeBron not to go to the meeting, by the way.
Yeah, he didn't even go to the meeting.
Bro, I was already buying a LeBron jersey, low key. I fell for it hard. LeBron is 9 points.
Those were the days, man.
Should have got KD or Kawhi, like Brett Brown said. Star hunting. Speaking of star hunting, Mikal Bridges signed a $80 million extension. Always nice. Shout out to him.
It's amazing that they were star hunting and traded the perfect fit draft pick. It's just the most ridiculous trade of all. That's the most ridiculous trade of all time. It really is.
You guys
think exactly the player you needed to fit what you wanted.
Do you guys think Jaden Springer touches the floor this year?
No.
If we have if we have a COVID outbreak, yes.
No, I don't even think that. I think I would
He
bet.
barely gets minutes in the preseason.
I would bet RB touches the floor before betting Jaden Springer touching the floor.
I will touch the floor. I'll be courtside.
Exactly.
Spot comes back.
Oh yeah.
And the game he comes back, you can assure he's not playing. There's no way he's playing.
So I looked up opening night. There was one ticket left courtside, $2,600. So how you feeling about that?
I think I'll take my chances on betting which team he goes to and buying tickets for that game. Honestly, because I actually, you know what? Nah, I'm going back to my theory. You want a hot take? I don't think he plays this season. I think he's going to get bought out and nobody's going to want him.
Yeah, I don't think he plays for the Sixers. You don't think he plays for anybody?
If this goes on like this, do you really think they're going to come to like some resolution and just give him whatever money and just buy him out? Like,
I think you're gonna find that it's gonna be one of those desperate teams that don't have anything going for them, like market wise. That like I say that all the time. You know, Ben Simmons, boom, and then plays rookie highlights and like, look what he's gonna do.
Yeah, but even now, after what happened today, like you're really pulling the strings here, man. Like, even
if he's bought out, yes, but I don't see anybody offering significant value for him in a trade at this point.
I think if he came back like to a Sixers practice and started shooting the ball and tried to make it look good, yeah, like there'd probably be a good amount of teams involved, but someone will take him. It's probably going to be like OKC.
I was just going to say, I keep coming back to that team, man, because they're just sitting on draft picks. And it just comes down to like Daryl's just going to have to take it because at least then you can flip those picks. They're a rebuilding team. That's
really
a perfect
wanted
place for him to go, too.
I really wanted the press conference to happen because I really wanted – they were going to ask him straight up, why'd you ask for a trade? They were going to ask him straight up, why'd you ask for a trade? And what was he going to say? Like, what don't you like about this team that you won back-to-back 50-win seasons? What don't you like about this team that you feel like you're going to get somewhere else? I don't understand it.
Exactly.
You're going to go to a trash team and not even be in the playoffs.
I would love to ask him, what was the factor that made you want to get out of here? Like, how would you answer that? Really? Like
you're playing with one of the best players maybe of all time if he stays healthy and gets some accomplishments, and you don't want to play with him because you don't want to shoot the ball. This guy's an idiot.
It's crazy. Do you guys think there's a chance that he pulled these antics today so that he didn't have to talk?
You know, I was just gonna say, do you think the Sixers like just put out that info that he's going to be meeting with the media today, like to pressure him into actually showing up to practice? Because I think that was the second practice he showed up to, right? Like I almost wonder if that was kind of a chess move by the Sixers. I don't know. I hate that we're sitting here like applauding this because it's a horrible situation they're putting this team in.
Dude, we're in a bad spot, and I feel like I just feel empty when it comes to this team sometimes because, like, we went through years of tanking. We're talking about entire seasons, and
to land one player.
Yeah.
We landed one player.
we couldn't even get to the Eastern Conference Finals. Like
we landed one player, and the third pick of the draft. All you have to do is be bad 1 year and take a player in the third pick of the draft. You don't have to tank for 6 years.
I'm having trouble imagining like what happened today. Like I just see this dude dribbling on the sideline. Doctor, yo, Ben, you're in. He's like,
he said like, no. He refused. It's the funniest thing ever. He's like, nah.
He literally dropped. Like,
I'm telling you, I semi commend just absolutely how like arrogant this guy is. It's something I've never seen before in my life.
Never.
Nobody can face him. Nobody.
Dude, it's insane. Like imagine how other players were looking at this guy as he's getting kicked out of practice. Like everybody's probably just standing there just like
it was really like a high school kid, man. Really looked like an angry high school kid. That was crazy.
And the Sixers brought that kid back in their facility and thought it was a good idea.
I hope he doesn't get a dime. I really hope he gets because honestly, like say he gets bought out, right? What do you guys think he'll sign for with another team? Think he
Oh my
takes a
God.
minimum deal?
What does a buyout cost?
There's
I don't
no
even
way
know.
we
I don't
can
even know
buy
the
him
rules
out.
on
I
that.
mean,
I think it well, obviously they'd have to forego salary. I'm not sure if they would give him like a year guaranteed or what, but they usually don't really talk like about how much it is, but I don't know. I'm just
So there's
wondering,
the contract's guaranteed, but there's a buyout clause.
well, I don't know about his contract because we're so early into it. Like usually it's like a player that gets traded on the final year and then they buy him out easily and they go sign with somebody. But now it's like you got 4 years left, buddy. Like this is crazy. And I just really wonder what another team would give this guy. Like, would he sign like a 1 year, $4 million contract? Like, I don't know, man. He had
his
a bad.
organization.
That's what's crazy about it. Nobody's giving. He's never getting a max contract again. There's just no way. So he really did forfeit a lot of money by acting like this, by just not wanting to improve his game or not wanting to face the fans after failing in Game 7 or whatever else. Like he really quit over taking all that money. That's insane to me. Like I said, I would play basketball while dodging batteries and full beer cans for $170 million every single game, dude. You could punch me in the face every 30 seconds while I'm playing the game. It's so crazy. It's that much money.
Jimmy
And
J.
he's not going to get another max contract, so he's not going to see another $170 million offer.
Nope. And that's another reason I don't understand. Like, if I'm 2.5, like I'm holding on for dear life with that contract. You're sending me whatever team you want to, and I'm gonna play to get my money. Like, I don't get it. I don't get why he's acting like this.
Because of the lifestyle that he likes to live. Like, it's not like he's chill and doesn't go anywhere and do anything. Like, he's buying $1 million cars, dude. Like, he wants to live that lifestyle. You need a max contract to live that lifestyle.
Oh man. Jimmy J, man, I don't know what you're talking about here. Like, he embarrassed us nationally. We're embarrassed. I don't get it, man.
Is YouTube national? We got 300 people in here, not 3 million.
Sixers can sit him half a year, put the pressure back on the player. I don't know, man.
How does it get to this?
That's the thing, right? You can't. They can suspend him to keep him from coming to practice, but they have to have a reason to suspend him, right? So if he decides he wants to come back again, he's allowed to come back again. And if they eventually decide we don't want you to come back, then they have to pay him and not let him back.
At this point, the Sixers got themselves into this situation, and they lose at all angles, no matter what they do. You trade him for a bunch of role players. You bring him back, you ruin the team chemistry. You let him sit, you have to pay him. Daryl Morey needs to get Daryl Morey on this podcast right now, because I just want to hear what he has to say. Like, what is your plan? Like, are you really that egotistical that you have to beat Clutch Sports? You're willing to, because guess what? If he keeps GMing the Sixers like this, he'll leave us like the Rockets. The Rockets, when he left, rebuild. Once he leaves, we'll be rebuilding again because he's an idiot. I've had enough with him.
I think, honestly, like, I don't know. I feel like there is no offer. Like, I feel like there is nothing you can get for this guy.
But the honestly, Timberwolves fired their GM, because they couldn't get Simmons' deal done. You could have got something.
Let me ask you this: like, when have you heard Daryl Morey publicly back 2.5? All I hear is Doc Rivers back him.
I've never heard him say his name.
He doesn't. He loves Joel, and that's why I'm just like, I feel like he's trying to hold on for something. I don't know, but like, I just don't see anybody coming out like, yeah, we're ready to take him off your hands. Here's what we'll do. I feel like this guy's going back and forth around like a 2028 third, like 3 second round picks in 2028.
Which is why he should have traded him before it went this far downhill, though.
Yes.
He definitely should have. I still don't think there was like a huge offer, but
he should have known you weren't getting 3 pick swaps and 3 firsts and
that was idiotic. I agree.
All this stuff.
I agree with that. Like, those reports, I don't even know what's true anymore, honestly.
Jimmy J saying the whole team piled on Ben.
I don't get how
Jimmy J trolling.
This is not a child. This is not a child, bro.
I don't want to hear it. Joel took accountability after Game 7. Right after the game, he pointed out how he had his turnovers. He's, that contributed towards the loss too, man.
Right. This is professional sports. It doesn't work like that. It's not Pee-wee football and someone's looking at an 8-year-old saying, bro, you suck. Like, this is professional sports. We don't have time for this.
I think you got to educate a little bit, man, because John Wall is literally working with his team on a trade. Like, they are working together. If 2-5 did that, the business would be done. And by the way, if you didn't hear today, he's literally not getting paid. Has not gotten a cent, and now he got sent home.
Yeah, John Wall didn't say, I'm not showing up, and then they said, well, we're not paying you, and then he showed up and, like, bounced the ball in the background and didn't join in on the team and had a cell phone in his pocket. Like, John Wall didn't do that.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but at this point, I would take John Wall. I can't believe I've gotten to this point, but
I might too, honestly.
Yeah,
like,
I would take
this is bad.
We don't have luck. You need luck to take John Wall because you need him to be healthy, and he's just going to get hurt in 2 weeks.
This is bad.
So, someone said, I love how Daryl Morey is an idiot after 1 year. Can I go off on him right quick? So the reason he's an idiot, why I called him that, is you could go over all his little moves, like the Josh Richardson for Seth Curry, blah, 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 blah. But at the end of the day, this Simmons issue is the biggest thing he had on his table. And what did he do? He literally put Simmons' value into the dirt. That's why he's an idiot. I don't care about any other thing he's done. The biggest thing was the Ben Simmons, and he's failed. So in my eyes, he's an idiot.
Hold up. Say it again, though. He inherited it. He inherited that.
No, he didn't. He didn't. Yeah, but he could have got off the bench Simmons train by trading him right after the series or trading him at the trade deadline last year.
He tried to trade him before that.
He should have traded him for Harden. He should have traded him for Kyle Lowry.
I wish he would have traded him right when he signed as GM, like the next day. Daryl Morey's a new GM. Ben Simmons has been traded. That would have been awesome.
Yeah, I wonder what his value was then.
I thought Daryl Morey came in the first year and did a good job. He made a couple great trades. I mean, the Mavericks don't even have any of those players anymore. I mean, they even cut Tyrell Terry, the draft pick. And, I mean, he drafted Tyrese Maxey, Isaiah Joe, Paul Reed, and he made a couple nice moves. And then he got inherited with the worst cap situation.
Yeah, but he handled this situation horrible. We're here because he didn't trade Simmons after the series. He didn't trade him for the Pacers deal or the Timberwolves deal. We're here because he is trying to beat Clutch Sports, and he's going to put us into a rebuild if he keeps doing this.
This situation, I agree. He's
and
his
this
ego's
is the biggest situation.
Yeah, his ego's taking over this situation. But the past situations count too, though. Like he was.
No, I don't count it.
Hold up.
He came here with nothing. He came here with we were backed in a corner with these contracts and bad players, and he turned it into something in like a weekend.
And let's remember, like I do agree he has some blame, but let's not act like he expected this clown to just, go off on a spree here and just act like an idiot. Nobody, like, even with how that series played out, we did not expect it to go like this. Like, come on now,
dude. It's Ben Simmons. Like I said earlier, you gotta expect the unexpected.
You expected
Nobody
this,
saw it,
dude. When I saw the report, he got kicked out of. I saw the report, he got kicked out of practice. I was like, yeah, that's Simmons being Simmons.
Okay, after the series, after Game 7, you expected this summer to play out this way.
Not exactly. I mean, I expected them to trade him right away. When I saw that,
I'll be honest, and I hate the guy. I'll be honest. When he came back, I expected him to be a full 100% participant in practice because I thought he realized finally I can't get this money unless I practice with the team. And I expected him to talk to the media and say stuff like, listen, I'm here. As long as I'm here, I'm going to give 100%. Me and the guys are cool, whatever. I expected him to participate. I did not expect him to act like a 5-year-old. It's ridiculous because he's just sabotaging his own career. And he thinks he's getting somewhere by doing it.
It makes no sense. He's jeopardizing his career. Like this guy may have to start streaming on Twitch by the age of 29. Like, I don't get it.
You know what though? I don't even know if he can do that because he's
Like
gonna get bullied on Twitch.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And he's gonna
Yeah,
have
he can't have an online presence at all.
It's
can't.
over, man.
Yeah.
If you are Daryl Morey, like and you expect like a man, like I don't know. I guess we just have to, like you said, we have to come to the fact that like this is the new Ben narrative. Like you have to expect the opposite of what like a normal person would do. Because like if you're Daryl Morey after that playoff series, you're thinking like,
Dude,
obviously we want to trade him, but like we didn't expect
trading
him
for anything.
Clown.
After that, if I'm Daryl Morey and I'm the owner or GM or whatever, I got to get that guy away from my team. After watching film, after watching everything, you realize how bad he was, how he's a terrible teammate, a terrible human being. Get him out of my freaking organization. It's that simple. I don't care what we get in return.
He's
D'Antoni.
D'Antoni.
You think he would have shot at all?
Nah, he would have been. He probably would have been playing center for some reason. He probably would have been. He would have been like, "Oh, I got the perfect small ball 5. I've always wanted this." I think Ben Simmons is totally unpredictable because he's a narcissist, and I've met some real narcissists in my life. They're usually broke and blaming the whole world about why they can't do anything in life. This is a narcissist with a lot of money, so it's even more like weird and dangerous and scary.
Magic, I agree with the super chat. Appreciate it. Says Harden was never realistic. Rockets would have never sent him to Morey. Egos. Morey stated he believes Harden is the GOAT. Everything was on the table.
Here we go with the excuses.
I agree. I think this is right. If you look, you're the GM, you just leave this squad in the dumps. You think they're going to give you James Harden? Like,
yeah, but you could have got Lowry. Tell you that.
Egos are a thing. You're right. It's not just business. It's we're not giving him Harden. I don't care what he has to offer.
Yep. Well, plus like Daryl's reputation around the league with other GMs is he's trying to rip everybody off. Like it's kind of like the book is out on him. Everybody knows. They're hesitant to do business with him because of that.
I can't wait to hear Doc stop talking about this guy. And Doc's on a hot seat for me.
I can't wait till Ben Simmons actually traded and Howard Eskin has the first question to Doc, and he's going to say, "All right, Doc, now are you ready to tell us that was all a joke for a whole year? Are you ready to tell us you weren't being serious?"
Every time I try to like give him the benefit of the doubt, Doc Rivers, like he says something idiotic, like, "Oh, it's none of your business." Like, okay, sorry, remedial.
Like I didn't expect you to answer the question, but I still have to ask the question, just in case you do answer it.
The one thing I don't understand is like, all right, is Morey 100% to blame? But like, when I criticize him, people get so upset about it, and they're like, "Oh my God, you criticize Morey? What do you mean? How do you look at this situation and not?" I don't understand that. Like, why does everyone get it? Why is Morey this golden boy who can't make any mistakes? Like, I don't understand that. Like, we put these guys on a pedestal. It happens in Philadelphia so much where we sign someone, we put them on a pedestal, and we don't judge them accurately. We just judge them off their past. So I that's my only thing with Morey.
Aren't you supposed to judge people off their past, though?
No, I'm judging him off this Ben situation.
Dude, he came immediately. It got rid of Josh Richardson and
oh my God, Josh.
Romp, they called you Stephen A in the chat. They said Romp's the Stephen A of this group because he's hot takes flying left and right.
I'm used to this. This is the same thing for the Ben Simmons thing. Same thing for the Harden thing too. Everyone's like, "We can't trade for Harden. No way." And now every Sixer fan is like, "Oh yeah, I would trade for Harden. I was on the Harden board right away." You people forget that too. So I'm used to this, but we can come back 5 years down the road and we're going to realize Morey's great, but he's not a championship GM. I'll tell you that.
I wasn't on the Harden train, and he's 31. He doesn't take great care of he doesn't stay in great shape. And what did he do last year? He pulled his hamstring game 1.
I mean, I would rather that than
if Harden was 25, if Harden was 25, I'd be different about it.
Right. We have to understand, like, it doesn't matter who the GM or coach is. It all comes like the problem that we have had is 2-5. Like every problem
and
comes
still
back
here.
to that.
He's still here because the GM didn't trade him.
Well, the previous GM and now he's still the GM technically. And
how is that guy still here too?
That guy let Jimmy Butler walk. That was it right there. We signed Al Horford. We let Jimmy walk. We signed Tobias to a $180 million contract. That team with Jimmy Butler was a championship team. That was our shot.
And that's what I mean. Joel had his second fiddle. Jimmy, like, you can argue if he's a superstar or not, but he's still an all-star. Like, that's the point. I'm not saying, like, the point I was trying to make earlier, like, you don't have to go out and get Dame. That would be awesome. Doesn't seem realistic now, but you have to get, like, that second. It needs to be a star-level player, not a superstar, a star-level player. Like, I don't know who it is, but it's got to be somebody because that's the closest this team ever was. That's the closest this team ever was to winning a title. It seemed like this year was going to be that year, but the year we had Jimmy and Joel, man, Joel had somebody he could rely on. That's all that matters.
So this ownership group knows nothing about basketball, and that's fine. But as an owner, you have to get an experienced general manager, right? When you have a young team, that's your number one goal. Get a guy that knows what he's doing with reconstructing a team. Brian Colangelo, as much of a D-bag as that guy is a real GM, and we got sabotaged by his wife. That's how crazy this freaking sports town is.
Ugh, just never.
We got sabotaged by that guy's wife on Twitter.
I'll tell you guys what. I don't care who is, whether it's Maxey, Isaiah Joe, whatever player we draft next. Like, I'm sorry, like Carson Wentz and Ben Simmons have changed my perspective as a sports fan. Like, and Markelle Fultz as well. Like, I will never overrate a player again until I overrate the next one. But like, I'm sorry, I can't do it. Like,
are you putting Carson Wentz and Ben Simmons in the same boat? Like
with how the situations played out, I thought Carson Wentz was going to be the guy for the next 13 years. And I thought Ben was going to be the man too. And like, with how those situations played out, like, I'm sorry. It's bad. But DJ says, did you see Kwame Brown's rant on Simmons today? LOL. I did not.
I didn't. I got to see it though. I love Kwame Brown's rants. They're great.
I don't know, but that Jason, what's his name? Is it Javon or Jason McIntyre? I saw on Twitter. He's on like Fox Sports or whatever. He had like quote tweeted, one of those Simmons reports, and he had said like he was taking Simmons' side, and he was talking about how the Sixers are making the wrong choice and siding with Embiid because he's never healthy, he's never in shape, he's like turnover prone and all this stuff. Like,
they don't watch the game. There's no way they do.
Like, come on, man. The national media is not like for the people in the chat saying the national media is clowning Simmons. Like, stop. There's Brian Windhorst, another example. That guy clearly has an agenda. Like, give me a break.
They transit. I was listening to 97.5 today, and they said something about the guys like your favorite show, the NBA Jump. He's like, they retitled it after a Windhorst left, and he goes, go to njdiet.com to lose 40 pounds. and he's like, what a transition that was. Like, they went to the weight loss promo right after talking about Brian Windhorst. Oh my God.
That's great.
Shout out to all 400 in the chat, man.
Did you guys hear Howard Eskin? He was roasting everyone. It was funny.
I didn't get
Howard Eskin said that before he said that 2-5 hasn't been in the off. He hasn't been here in the off season since he got drafted.
He hasn't. There was other reports that said that. Every summer he hangs out in LA and his brother is his shooting coach, and he's never been engaged in the team in the offseason. And they let him get away with it all the time. They let him get away with it for years.
We really let a guy sit here and not shoot a basketball for 5 years.
It's ridiculous. Why did he get treated like that from the start? Why? That's such an embarrassing organization. An organization with a reputation would not deal with that. Period. We drafted you number 1. That's cool, but you got to play like a number 1 pick, and you got to shoot the ball right now. Week two, shoot the ball.
I don't understand. Trenton says, "What is your predictions for Springer?" And go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off. If someone was trying to say something,
G League MVP.
No way, bro.
Yeah, G League MVP, and then they're gonna overrate the hell out of him. Be like, he should be getting minutes. He should be getting minutes. You know, Mariel Shayok was the damn G League MVP. We're calling him Mini KD
Mini
because
KD.
he's playing against a bunch of Best Buy employees in the G League, man.
I mean, I'm telling you, man, we just overrate a lot of players like Shake Milton, all these dudes from the G League. Like,
I can't help but feel sad. Like, I don't know about you guys, but just like, because I had saw somebody in the comments was talking about Ben during his LSU days. Like, I just remember watching him in LSU thinking like, man, we got the #1 pick. We're about to have the next like generational player. It's like, I can't believe it's gotten to this point. It's like so sad. Like, I can't believe this.
I know. And my girlfriend called it 5 years ago. She said, she's a negative Nancy. She always is. And she brought her negative energy and she said, what if he's not good? And I was like, why would you say that? Why would that be the first thing you think of? And 5 years later, he's not good. It's all her fault.
Yeah, it's tough, man. But shout out to everybody in the chat. 400 in here, man. Drop a like, subscribe. Guess we'll close this up. But
yo, LeBron just turned the ball over because he has Dwight Howard in the paint, Carmelo Anthony.
Rondo's on the court too.
Dude, why does LeBron look like he's 27 though?
Where is the spacing, man? This is not going to be good for them, I'm telling you. You got Rondo, Dwight Howard, and LeBron on the floor together.
dang, I forgot Iguodala was back on the Warriors.
And 30% Carmelo. That's a crazy lineup right there.
I don't understand what's wrong with people. Like,
Oh, Greek Warriors here. Oh, man, I haven't seen him for a while, bro. He's the guy.
In every video with his capital letters.
Yeah, I wonder if he like has an issue where he accidentally hits caps lock, or if he intentionally holds down the shift key, types 2 letters, lets it go.
He thinks
holds it down
again. Words to capitalize. Like half of the words are capitalized.
So are we supposed to read those louder than the other words? Like hilarious watching. Ben Bashers have a.
I don't understand like where people's heads are at. Like, I think I'm just not gonna like listen to anything. We'll see what happens.
Greek, we're doing a good job because there's 400 people in here and you're one of them.
What else are we supposed to talk about? I mean, this team doesn't. This team doesn't fucking do anything. It's like, yeah, we'll just. It's a spit in the face to fans too that this guy isn't traded. It's like, yeah, everyone saw what we saw.
The most passionate fan base in the world has to deal with this. Think about that.
Yeah, it's just this organization. No matter who we get in GM or who whatever, it's always the same. Each situation gets worse and worse. It still
pretty
feels
much
like the same people are running it, or whoever even is running. I don't know who is.
Yeah, and if any team had a max contract all-star do what he did this summer, their fan base would probably be talking about it. Like, it's just ridiculous.
Until after tomorrow night, at least we'll be able to react to an actual basketball game. There'll be something.
Yeah, starting tomorrow, man. I don't think any of us up here are really going to be talking about this guy starting tomorrow. Like,
I hope there's no more. I hope there's no more news about him. I hope nothing else happens.
Yeah, that's a problem. There's news every day. That's the thing. There's new reports.
I hope he stays away.
He got thrown out of practice today, guys. When have you heard a professional athlete get tossed from a practice?
Dude, you know what's going to be bad is tomorrow, like when we dominate the Pelicans by 27 and every post-game question is about Ben.
Oh,
it's going to be like, come on, man.
Ben Bashers. Wow.
Ben Bashers. That's what we are, apparently. I just don't understand these, like, I've stopped arguing with the fanboys because there's just no winning. I
don't respond to when he comments on my videos. He's a Joel Embiid hater too. He blames everything on Joel Embiid. Nothing is Ben's fault. It's just the weirdest thing ever. What
blame Joel? I don't get it.
How did Ben get this immunity with some people? Where did it come from? What did he do for you personally that you love him this much?
I'll tell you.
You're acting like my mom acts with my brother. Like he can't do anything wrong his whole life because that's her son. This guy, you never even met him.
I think it's insecurity. They sense something in themselves, but they're too afraid to admit that they see Ben in themselves. So it's like an insecurity. That's in my opinion on it.
Rick Scott said maybe they think he's handsome. Maybe that's it.
We're not doing this again.
He is a Greek warrior. He is a Greek warrior, you know.
Yeah,
you know how they went.
What's with that name? Greek warrior? What are you stuck in 2000? Like, come on, bro.
Yeah, that was like
Greek
medieval
warrior.
times, man.
Yeah.
They had, you know how they went back into Greek times? They had like big naked statues and stuff. So maybe he likes Ben Simmons.
He's good. He just needs leadership.
His name's anonymous, dude. 1, 2, 3. He's just trolling.
Why does he need leadership? It's a basketball game. You're a professional basketball player. What leadership? He needs someone to be as a personal like helper, like the kid in the back of the class. All right, Ben. Now stay on task here. Listen to the teacher. What? Why are we treating people? God,
Stay on task here.
it's the same thing with people that like feel bad for him. Everybody's piling on like he's a child.
Yeah.
He did it to himself too.
Well,
And continues to. He had plenty of chances to at least somewhat fix the issue, and be like, "Hey, I was in my head. I was angry after the loss in the playoffs. I'm sorry. I'm back. I'm going to work hard." Like he had so many chances to just kind of fix it a little bit.
That's
and he
all
just
he
keeps
has
making
to
it worse.
say. That's all he has to say, bro.
He just keeps
It's
making
not
it worse.
hard.
all he could have done. It would have been so easy. But of course not. It's the Sixers. Cal, appreciate the super chat. Ben doesn't have enough heart to represent the city. Well, yeah, we're way past that. He's not
has a
come
heart.
back. He's not. He's not like he's going to literally pull a Chip Kelly. He's going to get traded and go immediately to the West Coast, and he will never show his face here again.
Do you hear people say he left practice and went to Delilah Strip Club?
Yeah, where's that coming from?
I don't know. That's weird, but somebody said that's cap because he knows not to show his face in public in Philadelphia. And I'm like,
Yeah,
my question is, where did he go? Because he's selling all his properties. That was an easy sign we should have picked up on.
there's no way he's losing. There's no way he just lost 1.5 million and went to a strip club to lose some more money.
He doesn't need that. Honestly, like, I don't know where he went. I don't know where he's even staying at. Like, he might be barricaded up somewhere, to be honest. Like, this is just bad. But
Maybe his girlfriend's making so much money as an Instagram model that he just doesn't care anymore. And he's like, you know what?
I think his girlfriend's probably like talking him up, saying, like, you're still really good. Like,
Ugh.
Everything will be okay. Just get through this.
Yeah, she doesn't know anything about the game, clearly.
Hold up. Before we get out of here, what does this mean? How come we don't put more blame and responsibility on our other max player? Who are we talking about?
Tobias.
We have two other max players.
Better be talking about Tobias.
We have Joel, who's a max player as well.
Either way, both of them show up and try hard.
Yeah.
Right. Like Tobias Harris went 8 for 24 in his last performance, but like we weren't mad at him because he left it out on the floor. Like, yeah, we were mad at him, but we're not going to hold a grudge with the guy. He even posted on his social media, like, Philly, we're sorry, like, we'll be back. Everybody took accountability. Everybody said, I got to play better, except one man. And that one man literally said, it is what it is. Like,
I am who I am, right?
I am who I am. Like, you cannot make this stuff up.
People paint this narrative that the media and fans randomly hate Ben Simmons. We just picked him out of the team because we felt like hating somebody. It's ridiculous. Clearly, we hate him because of what he does and his attitude and the things that he like. I mean, it's obvious. The answer to your question is obvious. Why we don't put more blame on other max players?
Right, and a good point in the chat. Like Tobias, I mean, he took the money, obviously, but like we know where it stands. We know we overpaid him.
Yeah, we overpay. Yeah, exactly. He doesn't quit. He's just not great. He's not elite. He's not a superstar. But he wasn't going to say no to a max contract. But he tries to be good.
Yep.
All you can ask is someone try to be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tobias had the best year of his career. So Anyway,
Like, I don't hate Jalen Hurts. He tries to be good. He's just not. But he tries.
Yep. Anyway, 400 people still in here. Shout out to everybody, man. Game 1 tomorrow starts a long season. Who knows what's going to happen with this team? This is the most uncertain I've ever been about a team that I've supported. I really don't know. I'm taking it day by day.
Jay North, Philly Black. He can't shoot, no post moves, no touch, no traffic rebounding, can't handle pressure defense, not tough, no mid-range, no dribble moves, no strong hand.
Wait, hold up.
Going.
Hold up. We got a great comment. Jake. Congrats, Jake.
Can any of you dribble a basketball? It's been a couple years, Jake, and I'll still probably break your ankles.
I don't
Like dribbling a basketball is some kind of feat that only some people can do. I feel like a majority of society can dribble a basketball. Maybe not majority of society, but I feel like most people that talk basketball can probably dribble one. Even like the guys on Rights to Ricky Sanchez can probably dribble a basketball.
I don't know about that.
Hey, man, I can shoot a free throw at least. I'll tell you that.
Yep.
That's why I just can't relate to Simmons when it comes to the shooting thing, because that was like my skill set growing up. I could shoot. Like, that's all I did was shoot. It's the first thing you do when you pick up a basketball.
It is, man. Imagine like you pick up a basketball and just pass it. Somebody said he never did the Kobe at the trash can. He always passed it to a coworker.
Oh man,
Robert, I literally asked what you were talking about. I asked what player you were talking about. And what are you talking about? You made a channel. You made a channel to deal with this situation. What do you mean?
yeah, come on, RB. These comments are too funny.
You
It always
asked
gets like this towards the end.
See that? No, this is the sensitivity that you asked a question and we gave you an answer, and now you're being sensitive about it. That's the thing. If you don't want to have it, if you're not, be like have a debate and accept what the answer is. You don't like the answer. That doesn't mean somebody's hating you.
I don't understand. Anyway, shout out to these guys, man. Sixers Takeover Podcast, episode 5. And yeah, we got ball tomorrow night, fellas. What do we think? We come out with the dub?
Yeah.
They better.
Maybe go down, maybe go up 30 points, bring it back down to 5 and win.
25 points from Isaiah Joe tomorrow.
Ooh.
That'd be pretty dope.
That would give us all some hope.
I
That
got
would give us all something to.
2 from Joel.
Mm.
Dude, I
He's
can't
gonna
wait
come
to
out.
watch.
Yeah, he's got to drop like
He's gonna come
40.
out hungry.
Man.
Any other hot takes?
Um,
Furkan Korkmaz, 10 threes.
Nah, he's playing point guard. He's gonna.
Oh, man.
I don't know. I'm just so. This Ben Simmons guy got me like just sad. You know what I'm saying? Like
we keep forgetting about Maxey, man. I think Maxey's gonna go off.
Yeah, where do we have Matt? It depends where his head's at. If he's just playing his game, it's fine. If he's trying to be this
It's
Doc
a game,
Rivers,
though. I like Maxey, just to see him, because he stepped into that playoff situation. I think it was like Game 6, and he just he took over. I feel like he's gonna thrive when it's like meaningful basketball now. Like Doc can say all this stuff. He can be like, "Yo, man, run the point." Maxey, when you're in the game, dude, play to win the game. Take over, score, feed the big man. It's quite simple.
Yep.
yeah, Doc wants him to be Ray John Rondo and gets in his head, and then he thinks about passing the ball more than taking advantage of opportunities. That's what I hate about Doc Rivers. One of the things.
Yep. Cal, shout out to you for the super chat. Y'all don't like the way this is going because the Eagles are trash. So I would expect the Sixers to be better, but Simmons has a spotlight on the city. Tough times in Philly, man.
Yeah, we're back to where I was in the 90s. Every single team is horrible. Hopefully the Sixers are not horrible, but outside of that, I mean, the Phillies, the Eagles. I don't watch hockey. I don't have enough room in my blood pressure for another Philadelphia sports team.
Oh man, shout out to Luca Rosano. Appreciate you being in here, bro. Great content creator.
Luca, what's up, man?
But hey, what else you guys got? Final score prediction. Last thing. Final score prediction tomorrow night. Somebody go.
120 to 116.
Oof. I don't know if I can handle that. Jeez.
125 to 95 Sixers.
Oof.
Embiid's going off.
No, I think it's going to be one of the first game of the season, and I think it's going to be one of those games where we're up like 25 in the third quarter, and then we blow the whole thing when Embiid goes to the bench, and we pull it out at the end.
119 to 118.
Damn.
Oh, shoot. Who's hitting the game winner?
We're
Who's
gonna
hitting the game winner?
He's like, oh, I see you. I'll one up you.
I agree. Yeah, because I actually agree with what you said. We're gonna be up like 16 in the fourth.
Oh my gosh.
And the Pelicans are just gonna get this like some dude that we've never heard of.
Oh,
We'll come out of here with like 10 straight. And
Yep.
Sixers get a late defensive hold and we win 119-118.
I got the Sixers winning 114 to 102. 12-point win.
I like it. I like
When you
it.
said some dude that we never heard of, I immediately thought of Spencer Dinwiddie when he first came out, and I was like, who the hell is this guy? And he was just dropping like 45 on the Sixers. Yeah, there's always one of those guys, man.
Always a dude. Always. Jesus with the super chat says another 6-hour rant. Nope, not tonight, man.
No,
Oh,
I'm finishing Squid Game. I'm getting out of here.
I'm
I'm not letting this happen anymore.
I got one more hot take. Sixers will be a top 10 defense without Simmons.
My hot take last year was that the Sixers would be a top 3 defense. They were. This year, I don't know.
Dude, I don't think people talk about Maxi's defense enough either. I think Maxi is a legitimate defender for his size.
He gives a lot of effort, more than 2.5.
I don't even know what my hot takes are going to be. I think my only hot take would be Joel wins MVP, if that's even a hot take. But
Joel
I
defends
got a hot
player of the
take for
year.
you guys.
I think it's going to be tough to beat Jokic if he has Jamal Murray the whole season.
you think they would
He
give
doesn't.
it again though? To Jokic?
Murray's out till like way.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he's out.
You want a hot
till,
take,
like,
guys?
Yeah, they
season.
probably wouldn't give it. They probably wouldn't give him back to back. You're right. Unless they blow the West like out of the water or something like that.
Who
I
said
think-
they have a hot take?
I think Tyrese Maxey is going to play great. He's going to put up great numbers. He's going to start. Here's my hot take, though. I think come the trade deadline, teams are going to be calling for him. Either we package him in a deal or he's the centerpiece of a deal to bring in something that's going to actually help this team compete now. And I think Maxey might end up getting moved this year. There you have it.
So who are the players that could put us back in like championship contention? Like it's the same players we've been talking about all summer, Dame and Beal, basically.
Yeah, I guess.
What's
Yeah.
that?
Even maybe a lesser tier guy, because you have to realize Maxey's young. Like we value him higher just because we don't really have much here, you know. I don't think his value around the league is as high yet as we have it here in Philly. Like I think it's going to take this season. Teams got to see him starting, and then it'll be a different conversation.
Yeah, I agree with that for sure.
He's on a rookie deal too. Like that's pretty intriguing.
You guys think the regular season will matter at all this year?
Doesn't matter to me anymore. I'll tell you that. I'm so done
No,
with the
it
regular season.
That's what that dude that called in to argue with me about Ben Simmons. That's what he said. He pointed out his regular season accomplishments, and I was like, I don't care about the regular season. He's like, you don't care about the regular? No, I don't care about why would I care about the regular season? There's no trophy for that. Do it in the playoffs.
Yeah, I agree.
Jimmy J goes, Joel needs 35 and 15, no excuses. What the?
Wow.
That's like
I don't think that's ever been done before.
Prime Hakeem Olajuwon numbers or no excuses, bro.
No excuses.
I think Wilt might be the only guy who ever put up numbers like that.
Richard Royce, thank you, man.
Oh, is he saying average 35 and 15?
I mean, that's what he means.
Oh, he might
my
mean
God.
the game tomorrow. I don't know.
Oh,
I'll give him the benefit.
Richard Royce, we appreciate you, man.
No excuses. That's crazy.
Wow, man.
Richard, unfortunately, I'm in my attic. Not in my mom's basement. I would love to be in my mom's basement, though. I would save a lot of money. So if I was in my mom's basement and you said that, I would just throw a bunch of money at the screen.
I'm in my mom's basement.
There you go, man. Saving a lot of money. I was in my mom's basement back in the day. Saved a lot of money.
It's a nice basement, too.
Jimmy J, you got to stop, man. You got to stop. And Jimmy J, the Celtics are going to be bad.
Oh,
And,
Adam Butt.
Yeah, they are going to be bad. You're right about that.
Celtics are going to be disaster.
Ban Adam Butt right now.
Why are they rebuilding the 2019 Sixers?
They're gonna end up trading for like another guard for no reason. At Al Horford, I don't see him doing anything. And yeah, I really don't know what they're doing. You got Ime Udoka as well. So
I don't understand the Josh Richardson thing.
they gave him an extension too, I think.
Oh my.
What value does he bring?
This is why Daryl Morey won the Mavericks trade, because the Mavericks literally had nobody left.
Yeah, and like I said before, they were overrating defense, and they were saying Seth Curry can't play defense. Josh Richardson's a defensive specialist, probably at his position, and so they traded for him because they thought the defense would make that much of a difference on a team. But like we're finding out, it's the NBA. You got to score points.
Yep. All right. Well, shout out to everybody in the chat still. Appreciate you guys for coming through. It was a good chat for sure. We'll see what happens.
Adam Butt was blocked for 5 minutes.
I timed him out because he was just getting ridiculous. And
Yeah.
Oh, Adam, come on, bro. All right. You know what, Adam? I don't know whose channel you're on, but if you come in mine, I'm banning you for that.
yeah.
Yeah, Adam Butt.
Where's he at?
Reevaluate yourself. Go look yourself in the mirror, man.
We'll end it off with this. Jimmy J says, I'll give you each $100 if the Celtics are not better than the Sixers. I'm going to keep you up to date on this.
Yeah. I'll take a free $100.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
It's not even a bet. We don't have to pay him if it's the opposite. He just has to give us 100.
Yeah, that was dumb. That's something a Celtics fan would do, though. I mean, no, I like Jimmy J, though. He's consistent with his takes.
No, he is. We go back and forth all the time. He's just a delusional Celtics fan.
He can take it, too. He doesn't get butthurt in the chat.
Exactly.
Yeah. But hey, shout out to everybody. You guys have a great night. Go Sixers. And let's get rid of this drama soon. I feel like every Tuesday we come on here. You know, first it's 2-5s returning to Philly this week. Then it's he snuck through the back door. And then he got kicked out of practice. Like, what will next Tuesday bring? Honestly, who knows, man? But all right, you guys have a great one. Catch you on the next one. Peace.